Hi, I'm Marie Eldredge.
And I'm Cheryl Duncan, and we're here today in the Handi Quilter Studio, and we're going to talk about plush fabric and how fun it is to use Cuddle or Minky.
And Cheryl has this adorable little girl quilt. You can kind of show that texture. That's one of the great things about using this fabric is you can see the quilting so well. So this is a little girl one, and that's the great thing about Minky now is it has all these, Cheryl, we have to show, all these cute little textures and styles. Look at this cute quilt. Okay, that is just darling. And it's already been cuddled and loved and washed, and it holds up so well. Okay, now we got to give the boys a little credit because we have a little boy quilt. Again, look at the texture. Look how cute that is. You can see the texture, but you don't really see the thread on the back. But look how cute that is for a little boy.
That is really cute. A lot of fun. This one looks like it's been loved too.
Yep, I think this one has been washed once. So they definitely hold up well, and they're really, really fun for kids. There's lots of different patterns available now. One of the things that you're going to see with this is the stretch on it. So this way you're going to get a lot more stretch.
So it really does stretch quite a bit that way.
And not as much with the selvage edge of it.
That's true.
So there's a lot of question about how to load it on your frame. How do you load it, Cheryl?
I like to load it with the selvage if I can, but if I don't use the selvage, then I'm really careful that as I'm pinning it, I'm not stretching it, because you don't want to stretch it out of shape.
So you put the selvage to the leader if possible.
I do.
Because then you don't have as much stretch that direction. And I've done the same thing. I've done it both ways. And some people say that you should always have this side where the most stretch is against there. But I like it to start straight and without as much stretch. So what we've done is we've pinned this little quilt top on here, and we've pinned it with the selvage to the leader. So what I am going to do is just show you how you would advance it if you had loaded it this way, and the things you want to be careful of. So if I had quilted this first row and now I'm ready to advance my fabric, so I want to be careful as I advance it that I don't stretch it as I go. That's pretty much what we need to be careful of. So I'm going to release the pressure on those, and then you're already going for it, right?
I am.
We just kind of release so that you have no pressure on it.
You've got a little bit of slack in it.
Yeah, a little, and you can do a lot, but we're just going to, release that, and then we'll advance it. So about like that. Then you can kind of just make sure that you have it tightened, so you don't have anything kind of gaping here.
What about your clamps? Do you want them tight?
I still put my clamps on, but you can see I don't want them really tight. I want them to secure. Okay, so that one's kind of hanging down a little bit. I'll kind of just tighten that just so you can see it's not stretching it out of proportion. And I would just put it right on there. Okay, just on my fabric, put it on both sides. And that's pretty much all you have to do when you're working with the plush fabrics, is to just ease it as you advance it.
I think that'll keep you from getting the puckers on the back. I've never had problems with that, doing it this way.
Yeah, I love working with
I
Minky.
do too, it's so fun. Are there any other plushes that we can work with?
Okay, so what about a fleece, okay?
Ooh, I think a fleece would be fun.
So we have this fleece to show, and you can see that it has print on it, and that's usually what you'll see on a fleece fabric. And it has that same stretch to it. Sometimes it's more than others, and it just depends on the fleece. I've had some that has a lot of stretch, some that only stretches one way a lot, and one the other. But
you just want to be careful that you don't stretch it too far and distort your fabrics, right?
Right. So what about batting? Would you use batting with fleece?
I would use it because it gives it a little extra body, but if you're in a warmer climate, you might not want to.
Okay, I've heard some people maybe even just put flannel in there because it gives that body to the quilting. How about with a Minky? Do you always use flannel?
Well, we're in Utah where it's kind of cold, so I use Minky a lot, or use the batting a lot when I use Minky.
Yeah, that's just kind of what we do. And it does give that body to your quilting, so.
And it makes it cuddly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great fabrics to use.
Yep.